All right there, tide travellers, hello. It is early, I'm always early, you know me, and yeah, it's blowing a gale. I don't know if you can hear me, so I'll just say hi. I'm going to show you the first thing I found. So hang on, I'll get it. A bit of Tudor green there, a bit of Tudor. Is this what we're going to be having today? This kind of business? I hope not. I'd like some metal. But we'll see. Hey, I'm leaving this. I'm not actually going to take it. Let's see what we can find today. Okay, we've got our first solid find of the day. Slightly nibbled, as I always like to say. It's not the leaf. It's not that. It is in this area. I will go into it. I mean, I can see it, so I'm just thinking, yeah, they're all looking at the screen saying, yeah, we know where it is. It doesn't help that I always place the find in the same part of the screen. Okay, waffle. Oh god, I've lost it. I actually have. I'm not such a good mudlark these days. Oh, I found it again. Okay, right, here it is. Going in. Boink. There it is. Now, okay, nibbled. Money box or money pot. No. Missing its very top nipple. Yes. Gosh, lovely though. So the nick on that, longish. And then you can just see where the neck flicks out to where the fat belly of the pot would have been. So this is a Tudor or slightly earlier money box or money pots, they're often called. Used for collecting money outside the old theatres. Not so far from where I am now. So yeah, it's a lovely thing. And yes, it is where the term box office comes from. And also, lastly, to mention that a couple of mudlarks have found substantial pieces, almost complete money pots, but the one person I'm thinking of who has an absolute stomper is Kasha. Go onto her Instagram page and have a look. She has got just the holy grail of money pots. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the waffle. You know what, I was just speaking to this nice other mudlark down here, shout out Jenny, and she reminded me, well, she just said it's, you know, sometimes you get those days where you find things, similar things, and the first thing I found today, it was a piece of this kind of ware, wasn't it? So maybe that was indicative of this money pot not popping up. Okay, in the bag it goes. Okay, so I was telling you about Jenny. And this is what Jenny's just found. So it is another knop. There we go. Like slightly smaller, missing its little bit there. Yeah. Missing its little finial nipple, I think. Yeah. Nipple, yeah. So, oh, nice one, Jenny. Do you want to be on or not? Yeah. No. Jenny says no, but she says hi. So yeah, what a funny coincidence. That's lovely. I found my coin line so far. It's modern, I know, but listen, it's going to go in the charity box. What have we got? There she is, Lizzie. Alright, so following, well, I say it's a coin line, signs of a coin line, so I'm going to get stuck in here. Can you see it? Of course you can. Right, I think I'm going to get that. So it is Lizzie. Oh, gotta move. Okay, yeah, tuppence, Lizzie. There she is. Is it tuppence? Yes, tuppence. Okay, back down here, try not to fall over, try not to get wet. See if it's coming right up. Let's continue with this little ledge of coins, we hope. Okay. Okay, well, we're in the spot, and you know what? I got excited, then I just got a little bit disappointed. Nevertheless, I'm going to see if you can spot it. Yeah, so we're in the spot. I found my little patch. and it's delivering, but is this delivery going to be any good? Oh, do you know what? I don't know. Okay, bit of a cloth seal. The reason I got disappointed. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there may be something on that. The merest hint of a mark. Yeah, there's something on that. I mean, yeah, ish. It's worth taking home. When that's dried up and cleaned, I'll see if I can glean any information from that central seal on this, what would have been a 2 or 4 part cloth seal. Yeah, there's a bit on there, isn't there? I'll find out. If you checked out, oh gosh, this sounds like an endless promo video now, but a few, whenever it was, months ago, I went metal detecting with Cy Finds and Julia, on Julia's permission. Very, very kind of her. Anyway, point is, Cy had a lovely cloth seal up and it still had some cloth attached, some kind of fairly rough cloth, but that was really, really interesting to see. So, yeah, I just reminded myself I should ask him about that, because I was saying it was 17th. He's saying 18th, we'll see. Anyway, I shall continue on in this area here. I have pulled up a couple of chunky pins as well. I know you like to see them. So pins in here. Whoppers. Yeah, in my knee pads, as I've not got my gloves on. I'm following, what am I doing? I'm following Alessio's trend. Okay, watch me pierce my knee live. There we go, nice. That one is extra nice. That pin there. See the head on that? It's slightly unusual. Oh dear, I think I'm going to get soaking. I've already got 2 wet feet. Right, off I go. Sometimes you really got to work for it. So this area here, which usually might be uncovered, is today absolutely covered with this kind of stuff. So very carefully, I am uncovering this area. This kind of foreshore is what we want to see. Yeah, so it's hard work. It is hard work moving, uncovering in a very careful way, I may add. Once more, yeah, it's hard going. So there. Alright, so 2 things. One, this is giving. As it's drying, I'm getting a bit more detail on the centre of that cloth seal there, so I may be able to work out what type of seal it was. Oh, I've just made it wet again, never mind. Alright, down here we've got something. Same area again, so I had a good feeling about this spot and cleared it. And yeah, so what have we got down here? Can you see it? Can I see it? There it is. Gosh, I look jaundiced. Right, what is it? It is, of course, a button. But look at that beauty. Okay, so Tudor rose there. Not necessarily meaning this is a Tudor button. Well, it's pretty hefty, but I think it's going to be, well, more like 17th. This Tudor rose pattern motif endures. It endured and endured, so you get it far beyond later, more closer to us is what I'm trying to say, than the Tudor period. Beautiful. Get that cleaned up at home, and yeah, I mean, it might have some really good age to it. I think it's probably 1600s. So, okay, yeah, nice. Your girl, I repeat, has still got it. Happy with that. It's got an integral shank. You see, look, I'm fiddling now and trying to clean it, and I really just need to wait till I get home. Love that beading around the edge. Tudor rose in the middle there, combining the Lancashire and Yorkshire rose. And my God, I'm droning on. Right, I better go. It could be a 16th. Could be 16th. No, 17th, isn't it? We'll find out when I get home. I try to err on the side of caution. Alright, clean it when I get home, stop fiddling, yep. Quite judicious here. In my cleaning, I haven't gone too much to town. Oh, here comes the cat getting in on the action. Walter, excuse me, what do you think of this? I know, right? Yep. So I think I've been quite judicious with my cleaning. I've found some other examples of this button online. Yep, Tudor rose, but I'm saying 17th century. And I haven't bent that shank out because I'm quite heavy-handed. But I mean, I probably could get that bent and, well, straightened out. I will think on. There is the beautiful button all cleaned up. Alright, I've spotted something down here. It's not a keeper, or is it? Or is it? It's a little piece of pottery. Sweet chinoiserie, maybe willow pattern. Oh look! I mean, it can't be a keeper, can it? For goodness sake. I have so much. Oh hey, I could take it to give to someone else, couldn't I? That's the thing I'll say. That's the excuse I'll make. Sweet though, look at those tiny dotty circles of whatever that's meant to be a bush, and these frondy fronds. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Hey, you know me. There it goes. Oh, there it goes. But here it goes in my bag. Okay, I didn't show you the actual moment of yoinking, but here we are. Look, I'm going to leave it. I'm telling you I am, unless I find in the next 30 seconds something incredible on this, I don't know, 17th, 18th century, maybe 19th even, shard of stoneware, little bit of handle there, lovely, love the way it's been pulled down. Look, you know what? There is a mark there, isn't it? But I can't take this, or can I? Can I take it? You know I can. Can I take it because of the signs here of how the handle has been applied? Of course that's why. Honestly, I am so distracted, and what's not to love about that, apart from it is essentially something I shouldn't be taking home. Okay, going in the bag. Yeah, nice bit of stoneware, there we go. All for this. Probably to donate to a handling session at a school or something. Okay, I'm just telling myself that. Right, here it goes. So as soon as the tide stopped going utterly wild, there is a real kitsch monstrosity down here. If I can ever find it again, covered. So when I do finally spot it will be spotted. It's quite a whopper. I've got it in my sights. It's a lot higher up than I thought because the tide just walloped in so much higher. Oh, look at that. Hey, I think maybe I gave it too much of a build-up, didn't I? But yeah, alright, well, kitsch little number there. Cheerful kitsch little number. I'll leave that there for someone else to ignore. Okay. Go on with you. Of course I'm taking it. I'll probably give it to Alexandra or maybe Polly to do something with, one of the mudlark artists who has a creative license. Yeah, nice piece, a wiggly, jaggedy wiggly Staffordshire slipcomb where the edge there of a bowl or a dish of some kind. Very nice. Yep, coming in the bag, but it will be given on. Down here, another nice slice. I again will pass this on to a mudlark artist. It might be a bit too cracked and crazed, but hey, you know what? There's beauty in that cracking and crazing. So yeah, maybe they will do something with it anyway. Why is it making me think of a musical score? It's very strange. I don't know. Okay. Alright, your girl's still got it. Well, I mean, barely, but still got it a bit. So, tough going. I know, I say this quite often. It seems to be tough going at the moment, and it's tough going today in this particular spot. I've moved on the foreshore a little. Anyway, there's a find down here. I'm lingering to see if you can see it. We're going to go to it right now. There it is. So, well, it's a George. Lovely. Okay, it's a halfpenny, I think. My eyes, my goodness me. Yeah, it's a nice George. Okay, a decent enough coin. Let's see if we can find a date on there. Am I even holding it in the camera? Is that George the First? Date-wise, yeah, I can't see a sausage. Anyway, it's a George. I'll get that cleaned up, much to the chagrin of numismatists the world over, but I'll get that cleaned up. Gosh, I do think I'm funny today, don't I? Hope someone out there's laughing as well. Can we see a date? Can we? Well, 17 something something. Nice. Love that. Alright, so yes, thus confirming a girl still hanging on by a thread. There is some life, mudlarking life to her yet. Alright, nice. How many times in a day can I say nice? I'm not sure. Right. And right. So the drought is over. I've had a slight reprieve from the modern coin curse. This is a 302-year-old coin. A George the First halfpenny copper, and it was minted under William Woods. This is known as Woods coinage. The obverse has a right-facing laureate head saying Georgius de Gratia Rex. The reverse, it's Hibernia holding a palm with a harp at her side, and it says Hibernia 1723. This is an interesting coin. Struck in 1723 by ironmaster and mintmaster William Woods, the Hibernia halfpenny, shown here, marks an interesting time of unrest in Anglo-Irish politics. A national outcry triggered by a private mint patent gained by bribery and speculation of dodgy mint practices. The son of a silk weaver, born of humble stock in Wolverhampton, William Wood rose to become a prominent ironmaster owning shares in mines and foundries. In 1714, the Hanoverian succession to the British throne took place, bringing new business opportunities for Wood. He was made Receiver General in Shropshire, speculating on collected moneys. He also had his eye on another opportunity connected to George I and his mistress. Wood became a private mintmaster, following a crafty slice of stone-cold bribery to procure the patent to mint Irish copper coins. Wood paid £10,000, more than 1.2 million in today's money, to the Duchess of Kendal, Melusine von der Schulenburg, to get his hands on this letter patent. Melusine, excellent name incidentally, one of my favourite river-related spirits, was the long-time mistress of King George I, who came over to England from Germany when George took the throne. An extremely wealthy woman, she made her fortune selling patent rights, public offices and titles. Melusine wielded great power and had many titles of her own in the peerage. Robert Walpole, Britain's first Prime Minister, is quoted as saying that Melusine was as much the Queen of England as anyone was. So Wood bribed himself the patent, and in he went with the private minting. There was a drastic shortage of copper coins in Ireland at that time, so cunning old William really did hit on something. What he did not foresee was the absolute storm of protest coming his way that would make his seemingly clever manoeuvre into minting coins quite a pain in the posterior, and ultimately something that would end in failure. According to Royal Wootton Bassett auctions, Wood was authorised to produce Irish coinage to a cash value of £108,000, equivalent to 360 tonnes of coin over a period of 14 years. This equated to tens of millions of halfpennies and farthings, far more than was realistically needed. The first of these coins was struck in England, assayed at the Royal Mint, where Sir Isaac Newton was then mintmaster. Proving acceptable, Wood's coinage was authorised for distribution in Ireland. Whether the coins Newton saw were the same quality as those actually circulated is another matter. Historians suggest that between the initial bribe, metal costs, production, and an annual fee, Wood would have lost money on the project.
unless, that is, he debased his own currency or counterfeited his own coins, as contemporary pamphleteers suggested. So that information there lifted from the Royal Wootton Bassett Auctions website. Wood had a good run, minting the Irish coins for 14 years. Now this was much to the consternation of the Irish Privy Council and Church of Ireland, who felt that his influx of copper coins were flooding the Irish economy with inferior quality. There was also the wider issue unfolding, and that was Ireland wanted their own mint to mint their own Irish coins. Wood was a good candidate to haul over the coals as an example of why that should happen. By 1724, rife speculations spearheaded by satirist Jonathan Swift by his Drapier's Letters pamphlets grew loud in accusation that Wood, in addition to getting the contract by bribery, was also minting coins of poor value, pocketing the difference to compensate for losses in his production costs. Historians argue that there was no evidence of this, and indeed the coins initially assayed under Newton at the Royal Mint were met with approval. There is no smoke without fire, or is there? Either way, Wood was cooked. Jonathan Swift wrote and published 7 pamphlets between 1724 and 25, known collectively as Drapier's Letters, to rouse public opinion that William Wood was privately minting the Irish halfpennies at an inferior quality. Swift saw the patent as total corruption on the part of Wood and England, and took it upon himself to represent Ireland as constitutionally and financially independent from Britain. Writing under the pseudonym W.B. Drapier afforded Swift some protection from the ensuing backlash which inevitably followed. Officially, with a definite push from the Parliament of Great Britain, the Parliament of Ireland condemned the Drapier's Letters as utter nonsense, but the damage was done. What started as discontentment through a profusion of pamphlets, puppet shows, ballads and open letters rose tensions sufficiently for a national boycott to erupt. This unrest ultimately led to the patent being withdrawn from William Wood. What would Wood do? We can turn to London Post and Royal Wootton Bassett Auctions once again for some facts about what was going on in the years leading up to the final withdrawal of the patent in 1725. By 1723, the same time as our coin was minted, Wood had opened the Falcon Iron Foundry at Southwark with his son William at the helm. Was our coin, found just a stone's throw from where the Falcon Iron Foundry was based, minted there? In short, no, that was an ironworks. They did make railings though, some of which can be seen today outside St Paul's Cathedral. Business was, by all accounts, booming. Wood's London Mint was in Seven Dials, Covent Garden. The following announcement occurs in the London Post for January the 18th, 1723. William Wood of Wolverhampton, Esquire, having a patent for 14 years for coining farthings and halfpence for Ireland, and halfpence, pence, and twopences for all his Majesty's dominions in America, hath erected a building in Phoenix Street, Brown's Gardens, near the Seven Dials, for the American coinage, and another in the city of Bristol for the Irish coinage. Again from Royal Wootton Bassett Auctions. The true nature of Wood's scheme for profiting off his Irish coinage is obscured by time, and the accusations levelled against him from all quarters following the introduction of his halfpennies and farthings. Early critics included the Archbishop of Dublin, William King, who argued that an influx of copper coinage would lead to inflation and the outflow of gold and silver currency through a principle known today as Gresham's Law. The issue was taken up by the Parliament of Ireland, which sent an address to George I in September 1723, highlighting the risk to Irish commerce and royal revenues and decrying the clandestine and unrepresented manner in which Wood's patent had been obtained. So it all went rather badly for Wood in the end, apart from there was an out. A solution was found, of course. What happened? Well, the unwanted Irish coinage was shipped out for use in Britain's American colonies.
So what I'm left with now is the old mudlark's dilemma. Am I going to go up or am I going to go down? And if I go down toward the waterline, well, hey, that's where I placed, very carefully remember, all this stuff that was there. Am I going to move it all back again? Gosh, it is a life of tedium. Okay, let's see. Okay, risky business me balancing this on my finger, but something or someone has sent me luck because, look, it's one, oh god, just before the tide got it. Please stop. Whoa, it really is a bit it there. It's popping today. Anna Borsello, she of the many of these Georgian pin stick, or you know, like a hat pin or a tie pin or a whatever pin. Anna reliably informs us that these are called rosehead. They're like little paste gems. Oh, and look, you can see there where it would possibly, where a pin would what? What would the pin do? Does it go into it? Or anyway, it's a pin, basically like a topper on a pin, a decorative thing. She's got many of these. I don't know, what, 30? I've got a few. I usually find yellow ones, blue ones. This is a gorgeous green one. Lovely bottle green. And yeah, pleased to find it. Have lots of good finds today. So someone or something, or just the river, is looking out for me. You see, I've been out here for a while because I've got bath time fingers. They're getting all wrinkly. Love that. Pleased to have found it just before the tide womped on in. Womp womp. Okay, I'm making myself finish now. I'm gonna put this in my bag. There she goes yet again with her lumps of lead. Listen, I'm not gonna unroll this because I've already seen it. It hasn't got a hex or a curse or a wish inscribed on the inside. But one of my followers here told me about the old saying that I've now forgotten. So something about looking after the lead. I guess a bit like count the pennies and the pounds will count themselves. Anyway, yeah, I'm losing the plot slightly. I'm taking this lead home is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm taking this lead home. Look, I've already been here earlier today because there's another bit that I left. I thought I'd just have a little peek down here and see what there is. And look, there we go. Let's see if it's got a name on it. I haven't looked yet. You ready for the big reveal? Or is it... Ooh. Hang on. Oh, that's a nice one. But I think it's a... Oh, suspender. Hey, it's just a stock one, so we don't have a name to research. But what we do have, as well as it saying whatever, suspender, it's got this lovely detail on there too. Bear in mind, I can't actually properly see it. It looks to me just right now like a little design of a dots and something, like a buckley thing. That's really nice. So on the back, do we have anything? No, but another little bit of decoration. Well, what a pretty stock button. That might quite possibly be home time for me. I've got my old fleece on now, you see. It's sunny, but it gets chilly down here by the river. Listen to your old mum. Remember to take your fleece or whatever horrible sports gear like me, like mine you've got. Anyway, oh my god, rambling. Thank you for watching. Had some lovely finds today, really nice. So yeah, pleased to be out here again, getting the good finds, rambling, boring you all to tears. At least I can't see your eyes glaze over. Anyway, hope you had a good time today, and I will join you on the next. Until then, take care.